This video is to show the awesome functionality that is available with the Xlookup function. So it's a really powerful function, and you can use it to find things in a table or range by row. So you can look up in one column for a search term and return a result from the same row in another column, regardless of what side the return column is. So this replaces the Vlookup, index match, and Xlookup functions, which were great functions, but this one is definitely a step up. So let's work through some examples. So in the first case, we're just going to return one column's worth of values. So there are, with Xlookup, so if we type in the Xlookup function, there are three compulsory arguments. So they're the first three. So it's the lookup array, the lookup value, the lookup array, and the return array. So the lookup value is the first one. So this is what you want to search for. So in this case, we want to search for Charlotte. So we have a table here with our runners' names and their run times from the 800 meters through to the full marathon. So if we want to look up a particular runner, our lookup value is going to be the runner's name. So this is this particular cell here. Now the lookup array is what we're searching, the range that we're searching in. So in this case, it's going to be the runner's names. So we can just select Control-Shift down to select the full range of runners' names. And then the last one that's compulsory is the return array. So what do we want the lookup to return? What value do we want to return? So in this case, we're just gonna want to look at the 800 meters times. So if we select the 800 meters times and then do close bracket, it will return the 800 meter time for Charlotte. And I've done a little data validation here so I can change the name of the runner. So we can change it to any of the other runners. So Isabella, slightly faster runner, her time for the 800 meters will show up. So that's how you return one particular column's worth of data. Now the great thing with the Xlookup is it can return all the values in this table with one formula in one cell. So let's have a look at that example. So if we want to do that, we do the Xlookup. The lookup value again will be the runner's name in the full list of runners. In this case, we'll select the entire table. So we'll select the full table and then close bracket. And as you can see, it populates all the run times for Isabella just with one formula, putting that in one cell. So it pushes them all the way across, which is a really great feature and a great improvement. Another great feature is that if you insert a column into your table, it will not only not break the formula, but it'll actually add it automatically because we've used this whole array. So let's say we want to add in the times for the 1500 meters. So Isabella's also done a 1500 meter time trial. So we can add that column in here. And as you can see, it automatically adds the result in already. So if we put 1500 meter, and with Isabella, if we say, put her time, put the same time as the mile, then you can see it returns that automatically, which is a really great feature. So to show you an example of how it can replace the Xlookup, so in this case, we'll use the example where we're going to look up all the 800 meter times for all the runners. So if we put 800 meters in here, this is going to be what we are searching for. So again, we'll do Xlookup, searching for the 800 meter times. So in this case, we're going to search in the lookup array or range will be the distances. And then we're going to select the full table and we want to see all the 800 meter times. So if we hit close bracket, it will then show us all the 800 meter times. So replacing the Xlookup. So another great feature is you can use wildcards. So if you have an example where you're not 100% sure of the spelling of a person's name in this case. So let's say with Abigail, we weren't sure if Abigail's name was spelt with an I or a Y. So what we can do is we can put in a question mark as the wildcard and then put the rest of the name. And then we can put in Xlookup and we're going to search for our entry with the wildcard. Again, in the full list of runners' names. In this case, we'll just do the 800 meters times. So the first optional one is actually if it's not found. So we can just put a 0 in there. So it'll show us 0 if it doesn't find this value. And then the match mode. So exact match is the default. And you don't have to put that in with the formula, which is great. And in this case, we're going to use the wildcard match. So it's 2 for wildcard and then close bracket. And as you can see, it populates Abigail's time for the 800 meters using that wildcard. So another great feature. So another improvement over previous lookup functionality is it doesn't matter which side the return array is on. So in this case, the 800 meter times are actually to the left of the runner's names. Now, normally with Vlookup, it always had to be to the right, but with Xlookup, that's no longer the case. So if we put in, say, we want to look at Emma's time for the 800, we can put in Xlookup. And again, we'll look in the runner's names as our lookup array or range. And then we want to put the return array, in this case, the column to the left, the 800 meters. And it will populate the Emma's time for the 800 meters. So just a couple of things to bear in mind. So one common error. So one thing is that the lookup and return arrays must be the same length. And I just to show you what I mean with that is that if we again look up Isabella's time, and if we do the full list of runners, so it'd be B3 to B22. Now, if in the return array, so the numbers that we're going to get back, the run times, the 800 meters, let's say we only select part of this column. So in this case, you can see that the lookup array and return array are not the same length. So the lookup array was B3 to B22. The return array is C3 to C18. So if we do close bracket, it will return this error message. So just one thing to bear in mind is that the length of those two arrays or ranges need to be the same. And probably the last thing to mention is that this is available in Office 365. It wasn't available in previous iterations of Excel. So just one other thing to bear in mind. So that's a quick video on the wonderful Xlookup function. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please like and subscribe. Thanks very much. Bye.